Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to breathe new life into your home with repurposed vintage decor. Imagine warm wooden textures, soft pastel hues, and delicate floral accents weaving a timeless charm into your space. This season is all about blending rustic elegance with refreshing springtime energy, making your home feel inviting and renewed. At Decor, we love transforming spaces into cozy sanctuaries with personality. Whether it's a distressed wooden table given a second chance or antique glassware repurposed into stunning decor, every piece has a story to tell. Join us as we explore creative ways to use vintage elements for a farmhouse-inspired spring refresh. If you're excited to create a cozy yet stylish farmhouse vibe, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know which repurposed vintage idea speaks to you the most. Now, let's dive into the world of farmhouse spring decor. Nothing embodies farmhouse charm like the warmth of aged wood. Reclaimed wooden beams, distressed tables, and weathered shelves bring history into your home while embracing the natural beauty of imperfection. By using salvaged wood, you create an inviting atmosphere where every scratch and grain tells a unique story. Incorporating rustic wooden accents doesn't mean an outdated look. Blending old with new creates a perfect harmony. A vintage wooden coffee table paired with modern decor, or repurposed barn doors as wall art, adds texture and depth to any space. These organic elements effortlessly bridge past and present, making your home feel curated yet lived in. For a farmhouse-inspired refresh, seek out old wooden crates, repurposed shutters, or antique furniture with distressed finishes. These pieces not only add character but also promote sustainability by giving forgotten materials a second life. Rustic wooden accents bring soul to your space, turning it into a haven of warmth and nostalgia. Floral patterns and fresh blooms are essential in bringing a touch of spring to farmhouse decor. Vintage floral fabrics, delicate wallpaper prints, and hand-painted ceramics breathe life into a space, making it feel fresh and inviting. Soft pastels, muted greens, and rustic wildflower arrangements create a timeless elegance that pairs beautifully with aged wood and antique finishes. Incorporating florals doesn't mean overwhelming a space with bold prints. Subtlety is key. A faded floral quilt draped over a neutral-toned sofa, or delicate botanical illustrations framed in distressed wooden frames, can add charm without overpowering the aesthetic. The right balance of floral elements adds warmth and character while maintaining the rustic farmhouse appeal. Fresh flowers complete the look, effortlessly tying in the beauty of the outdoors. Display wildflowers in vintage mason jars, arrange dried lavender in antique pitchers, or create a simple centerpiece with white hydrangeas in a repurposed metal tin. These small floral details bring an organic, refreshing energy to any farmhouse setting. Repurposing antique furniture is a wonderful way to blend history with functionality in a farmhouse-style home. Whether it's a vintage dresser transformed into a bathroom vanity or an old door repurposed as a tabletop, these pieces carry stories that add soul to a space. Their aged patina and craftsmanship bring authenticity, making them stand out as both functional and decorative elements. The beauty of antique furniture lies in its imperfections. Faded paint, worn edges, and natural distressing create a time-worn appeal that mass-produced furniture lacks. A simple refinishing job or a fresh coat of chalk paint can breathe new life into an old piece while maintaining its vintage essence. This balance of old and new adds depth and character to farmhouse interiors. To seamlessly incorporate repurposed antiques into your home, choose pieces that complement your existing decor. A salvaged farmhouse table can serve as a kitchen island, while an old wooden trunk can double as a coffee table with hidden storage. By creatively repurposing furniture, you preserve history while adding a unique touch to your living space. Rustic metal accents add a touch of industrial charm to farmhouse interiors, balancing the softness of wood and textiles with a hint of rugged beauty. Aged brass, wrought iron, and galvanized steel create visual interest through their rich patinas and time-worn textures. These metals tell their own stories, whether through vintage lanterns, antique hardware, or repurposed iron bed frames. Blending rustic metal into your decor doesn't have to feel cold or harsh. Instead, it enhances the warmth of a space when combined with soft fabrics and natural materials. An old metal watering can be repurposed as a vase, vintage iron brackets supporting wooden shelves, or distressed tin ceiling tiles as wall art bring character and nostalgia to a farmhouse home. To achieve a balanced farmhouse aesthetic, use metal accents strategically. Opt for antique brass handles on kitchen cabinets, a wrought iron chandelier above a rustic dining table, or a repurposed metal milk jug as a decorative centerpiece. These elements add depth, texture, and timeless appeal to any space while keeping the cozy farmhouse feel intact. Distressed paint finishes are a signature element of farmhouse decor, offering a time-worn look that exudes charm and character. Whether it's a chippy painted dresser, a faded pastel armoire, or a whitewashed wooden chair, these finishes add a sense of nostalgia and warmth. The natural aging of paint, with its cracks and peeling layers, creates an authentic, lived-in feel. Achieving a distressed paint look can be done in several ways. Chalk paint with gentle sanding can create a soft, vintage effect, while layering different colors and using a dry brush technique can mimic natural aging. This method works beautifully on furniture, picture frames, and even kitchen cabinets, enhancing their rustic farmhouse appeal. For a cohesive look, pair distressed pieces with neutral tones and organic textures. A weathered blue side table beside a linen-covered armchair or a whitewashed dining hutch displaying antique china can serve as the perfect focal point. These aged finishes bring a sense of history into the home while keeping the space fresh and inviting. Vintage textiles and linens are the heart of a cozy farmhouse home, adding warmth, texture, and nostalgic charm. Handwoven throws, embroidered tablecloths, and faded grain sack pillows create a layered, lived-in look. These soft elements not only enhance comfort but also tell a story, whether through intricate lace details or rustic burlap textures reminiscent of simpler times. Incorporating vintage textiles can be as simple as draping a quilt over a distressed bench or layering ruffled linen curtains over airy sheers. Mixing different textures, such as chunky knit blankets with delicate lace doilies, creates a balance between rustic and refined. Muted earth tones, soft florals, and natural fibers blend seamlessly with farmhouse aesthetics. To complete the look, seek out well-loved fabrics from antique markets or repurpose old linens into creative decor pieces. Transform vintage flower sack fabric into cushion covers, use repurposed lace as a table runner, or frame a beautiful embroidered handkerchief as wall art. These thoughtful details bring history and personality to your farmhouse home. Rustic wooden accents bring an organic and grounding element to farmhouse interiors. Whether it's a weathered barn door, reclaimed wood shelves, or a distressed farmhouse dining table, the raw beauty of aged wood adds warmth and authenticity. Each knot, grain, and imperfection tells a story, creating a cozy and inviting atmosphere. Incorporating rustic wood can be as simple as adding handcrafted wooden bowls to a kitchen counter or displaying a collection of vintage cutting boards on an open shelf. The mix of rough-hewn textures with smooth finishes creates a beautiful contrast, adding both depth and character to a space. Paired with soft linens and delicate ceramics, the effect is effortlessly balanced. For a truly authentic farmhouse feel, repurpose salvaged wood into furniture or decor. An old wooden ladder can become a charming blanket rack, reclaimed barn wood can serve as a statement wall, and wooden crates can be stacked for functional storage. These rustic details tie together a farmhouse aesthetic, embracing the beauty of nature in its most timeless form. One of the most charming aspects of farmhouse decor is the art of repurposing vintage finds into functional and decorative pieces. An old window frame can become a rustic mirror, a wooden ladder can be transformed into a bookshelf, and a vintage milk canister can serve as a vase for fresh spring flowers. These creative upcycles preserve history while adding a unique, handcrafted feel to the home. Repurposed farmhouse decor brings a sense of nostalgia and sustainability to interior spaces. By giving forgotten items a second life, you create decor with character and depth. A weathered barn door can be turned into a sliding pantry door, while antique mason jars can be used as pendant lights over a kitchen island. These simple transformations make a big impact while keeping the farmhouse aesthetic intact. To successfully incorporate repurposed finds, focus on balance and cohesion. Mixing vintage elements with modern functionality ensures that the space feels curated rather than cluttered. Whether it's an upcycled wooden crate as a coffee table or an antique frame repurposed into a chalkboard, these thoughtful details turn everyday items into rustic statement pieces. Antique ceramics and vintage glassware add a touch of refined elegance to farmhouse decor while maintaining a rustic charm. Delicate porcelain teacups, hand-thrown stoneware, and embossed glass bottles create beautiful focal points on open shelves, farmhouse tables, and kitchen counters. The soft patina of aged pottery and the delicate translucence of vintage glass tell a story of craftsmanship and history. When incorporating these pieces into your decor, consider grouping items by color or texture for a cohesive display. A collection of white ironstone pitchers on a distressed wooden hutch or a row of vintage blue glass bottles on a sunny windowsill enhances the farmhouse aesthetic. Mixing glazed pottery with raw earthenware adds depth, creating a layered, lived-in feel. Antique ceramics and glassware also serve a functional role beyond aesthetics. Repurpose a weathered ceramic bowl as a planter, use a vintage glass jar to store kitchen essentials, or display hand-painted plates as wall art. These small, intentional details bring character and warmth, transforming everyday items into charming farmhouse treasures. Wrought iron and metal accents add depth and contrast to farmhouse decor, balancing soft textiles and warm wood with a touch of industrial charm. Whether it's an antique iron bed frame, vintage lanterns, or weathered metal wall art, these details bring a timeless, handcrafted feel to any space. The patina of aged iron and the intricate scrollwork of vintage pieces create an effortlessly elegant aesthetic. To incorporate metal accents, consider mixing distressed and polished finishes. A wrought iron chandelier over a farmhouse dining table, galvanized metal planters filled with fresh greenery, or an ornate iron mirror above a rustic console table all add visual interest. Blending these elements with softer materials like linen and wood creates a balanced, inviting atmosphere. Repurposed metal pieces make stunning statement decor. An old iron gate can become a unique headboard, vintage metal baskets can be used for stylish storage, and salvaged tin ceiling tiles can be framed as rustic wall art. These repurposed elements add character and charm, seamlessly blending with the farmhouse aesthetic. The final touches in farmhouse decor bring everything together, making a space feel complete and truly lived in. Small details like vintage books, hand-poured candles, and seasonal floral arrangements create warmth and personality. Layering textures, from soft throw blankets to woven baskets, adds depth and coziness. Every carefully chosen piece enhances the overall aesthetic, turning a house into a home. Styling with intention is key to achieving a harmonious farmhouse look. Arrange vignettes that mix old and new, an antique clock next to fresh greenery or a rustic tray holding ceramic mugs and a linen napkin. Personal mementos, family heirlooms, and handcrafted decor infuse meaning into the space, making it uniquely yours. Thoughtful styling ensures that every corner of your home feels welcoming and curated. As you bring your farmhouse spring decor to life, remember that the beauty is in the details. Experiment with layering, repurposing, and arranging until you find a balance that feels just right. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more farmhouse decor inspiration. Share your favorite styling tips in the comments below.